Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start.
After
Remember, we have been learning chapter 3, Human Development in India, and today we shall discuss about spatial variation of Human Development Index in India. Now I shall share my screen. So in the last class, we discussed about additional indicators used by the Planning Commission of India, now known as Niti Aayog. So do you remember what are those additional indicators used by the Planning Commission for the calculation of Human Development Index for different states and union territories of India? Okay, let me tell you. Those indicators are indicators of uh, healthy life, indicators of economic attainments, then indicators of social empowerment. So in the backdrop of the above mentioned important indicators, the Planning Commission calculated the Human Development Index by taking states and union territories as the unit of analysis. And after that, they have prepared a report. Okay, and again, in the last class, we have learned that India has been placed among the countries showing medium human development. Okay, and try to recollect the value of human development index for India. Okay, now let us discuss about the spatial variation of human development index in India. So table number 3.4 shows the human development indexes for different states and union territories of India. You will find in the next page. So here, if you read that table, you'll find that Kerala with the composite index of 0.790 is placed at the top rank. Okay, followed by Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Goa, and Punjab. So Kerala is at the top with a value of decimal 790. And as expected, states like Bihar, Orissa, Chhattisgarh are at the bottom among the 23 major states in India. Remember, the whole northeastern states are combined together for the calculation of the Human Development Index by the Planning Commission. Okay, Bihar, Orissa, and Chhattisgarh are at the bottom among the 23 major states of India, and it is given here. Table number 3.4 is here. You'll find that Kerala, okay, with the value of decimal 790, rank 1 first. Then here you will find Chhattisgarh with the value of decimal 358 at the bottom. Okay, at the bottom, 23rd. And about the northeastern India, actually, as I told you earlier, it is combined. So for the northeastern states, excluding Assam, we have got rank 6 with a value of decimal 573. So this is about the spatial variation of human development index in India. And see here this map. Okay, so this map shows the distribution of human development index in India. Actually, this is for the 2006, and here also you'll find Kerala at the top. Just see the index. Okay, and here we have another map here. So this map shows human development index for the year 2018. Okay, and just see here. Here, the darkest shade, dark green, represents human development index more than a decimal 750. So you'll find here Kerala. Okay, says you'll find here this we have Kerala. Okay, so Kerala is at the top, and see here others. Say for example, next we have light green, uh, ranging between this decimal 700 and decimal 749. Here most of the stats like see here Himachal Pradesh, then Punjab, Haryana, Union Territory of Delhi. Okay, then here you'll find Sikkim, then Mizoram and Tamil Nadu. Okay, and Tamil Nadu is here. Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu is here, and so these stats are coming under, including Goa also. Okay, Goa is coming under the first category. Just here. That more than decimal 750, and so at the bottom see here this yellow color. Okay, this red is yellow. It represents this human index value less than decimal 599. So here you'll find say some major states of North India. Okay, see here Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, then Jharkhand. Okay, then above this we have decimal 600 and 649. Here under this category we have this Assam, then West Bengal, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. Okay, and the remaining stats are coming under the category. Okay, here decimal 650 and decimal 699. So this map shows the regional variation in the human development index in different states of India. Okay, now we shall discuss why we find such variations. We have learned that after reading table number 3.4 and after reading the map, we have learned that some states score higher value of ISDI and some states score lower value of ISDI. What are the reasons for this? Can you imagine? See here, there are several socio-political, economic, and historical reasons for such state of affairs. So for the regional variation of human development indexes in India, we have three important reasons: factors, socio-political factors, economic factors, and the historical factors. Explanation is given here. Kerala is able to record the highest value in the ISDI largely due to its impressive performance in achieving near 100% literacy. So why is Kerala then Mizoram scoring Why are Kerala and Mizoram scoring a higher value of HDI? So we have learned in the previous classes that okay, Kerala is able to record the highest value in the HDI largely due to its impressive performance of in achieving near 100% literacy. That means literacy rate of Kerala is more than 93%, whereas for Mizoram it was more than 91%, and that is why these states are scoring higher human development index. Okay, so in a different scenario, the states like Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Assam, and Uttar Pradesh have very low literacy, and that is why scoring lower value of HDI. Okay, you must know that states showing higher total literacy rate have less gaps between the male and the female literacy rate also. So states having higher literacy rate have less difference between the male literacy rate and the female literacy rate, and hence scoring a higher HDI. Okay. Any question? Are you clear, boys and girls? So nobody is responding. Okay, let me continue. Apart from the educational attainment, the levels of economic development to play significant impacts on HDI. Okay, the first important factor for the variation in human development index is education attainment. Educational attainment, that is differences in the literacy rate. Then another important factor is the level of economic development. Level of economic development also plays a very significant role in scoring higher or lower HDI. For example, economically developed states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab and Haryana have higher value of HDI as compared to states like Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, etc. Okay, so economically developed states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana are scoring a higher HDI as compared to states like Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, where the level of economic development is low. Regional distortions and social disparities which developed during the colonial period continue to play an important role in Indian economy, polity, and the society. That means uh, we have learned in history classes that India was under the colonial rules, okay, under the British rule, and because of that, regional distortions, regional variations in the level of economic development, then social disparities haven't developed, okay, during the colonial period, and that too play a very important role in these in scoring this HDI. Okay, so this is what we call historical factors. So the government of India has made concerted effort to institutionalize and balance development with its main focus on social disruptive justice. Okay, through the planned development, and because of that, significant achievement in most of the fields has been there, but still far below the desired level. The government India has been trying to improve, okay, in scoring these higher human development index, but still far below the desired level because we have so many factors, social discriminations, okay, then regional disparities in the economic development, then regional disparities, regional imbalances are there in the field of this education also, and that is why we find variations in the this human development index across the country, and in the world level also, in the global level also, India is scoring a medium level HDI because of all those factors I mentioned above. Are you clear? Any question, boys and girls?
No, no, sir.
Okay, then the last part here, population, environment, and development. Actually, this section explains the relationship among population, environment, and development. Okay, so let us read. Development in general and the human development in particular is a complex concept used in social sciences. Okay, concept of human development is a very complex one. So it is complex because for ages it was thought that development is a substantive concept, and once it is achieved, it will address to all the socio-cultural and environmental ills of the society. So it was thought that development is a substantive concept, meaning once development is achieved, it will address to all the socio-cultural and environmental ills of the society. Though development has brought in significant improvements in the quality of life in more than one way, but increasing regional disparities, okay, then social inequalities, discriminations, deprivations, displacement of people, abuse of human rights, and undermining human values and environmental degradation have also increased. So on the one hand, okay, the level of economic development, the level of human development has been increased. On the other hand, the level of regional disparities, then the level of environmental degradation and many other things have also increased. Okay, see, regional disparities means these imbalances in the economic development. Some states are very rich and some states are poor, for example. Then social inequalities. Within the state also, within the society also, some are rich, some are very poor. Discriminations are there, okay, based on gender and based on the caste also. Then deprivations are there. Some poorer sections are not getting the entitlements of the government, okay. Then in some places there is abuse of human rights, violation of human rights are there. Then human values are undermined, and environmental degradation has also been there. That means on the one hand there has been developmental activities, on the other hand also these regional distortions, regional disparities have also increased. So considering the gravity and the sensitivity of the issues involved, the UNDP, the United Nations Development Programme, in its Human Development Report 1993, tried to amend some of the implicit biases and prejudices which were entrenched in the concept of human development. Okay, so we have learned the problems. So development has been there at the same time, environmental degradation, then other discrimination have also been increased. That is why the UNDP in its Human Development Report 1993 tried to amend, tried to modify some of the implicit biases and prejudices which were entrenched in the concept of human development, which were included in the concept of human development. Okay, the UNDP tried to modify the biases, try to lessen the biases and the prejudices included in trans mean included in the concept of human development. So biases, biases means partiality that prevents objective consideration of an issue or situation. That is called bias, partiality. Okay, that prevents objective consideration. Prejudices, an adverse judgment or opinion formed beforehand without good justification. That is prejudice. Okay, so people's participation and their security were the major issues in Human Development Report of 1993. So it also emphasized on progressive democratization and increasing empowerment of people as minimum condition for human development. So according to the Human Development Report 1993, okay, progressive democratization and increasing empowerment of the people are the minimum condition for human development. Democratization, the action of making something democratic. Okay, that is called democratization. So progressive democratization should be there in the country, and there should be increasing empowerment in the country for scoring higher human development. Okay, the report recognized greater constructive role of civil societies in bringing about the peace and human development. So the Human Development Report 1993 recognize greater constructive role of civil societies in bringing about the peace and human development. So, for example, the civil societies like these NGOs, for example, okay, and the other civil society, civil organization, should work for building up opinion for reduction in the military expenditure, demobilization of armed forces, transition from defense to production of basic goods and services, particularly disarmament and reduction in the nuclear warheads by the developed countries. The civil societies, okay, build up opinion for reduction in the military expenditure. So they will try to uh, convince the government, okay, to reduce expenditure on the defense services. Then demobilization of armed forces. Then transition means shifting of production of guns and ammunition to basic goods and services. Instead of manufacturing guns and ammunitions, okay, missiles, the government should manufacture basic goods and services. And particularly, reduction should be there in the manufacturing of nuclear warheads. Nuclear warhead means, warhead actually at the tip of the missile that is fixed, okay, that when it is exploded, it will destroy the art, that is warhead. It is fixed, okay, at the height of the missiles. So the civil societies must try to reduce expenditure on the defense, and must try to okay, increase the production of basic goods and services. Only after that there will be human development in the real sense, and the country will score higher development index in the ISDI, in the Human Development Report. Okay, so in a nuclearized world, peace and well-being are major global concerns. So this is one thing. These are the uh, points mentioned in the Human Development Report 1993. And at the other extreme of this approach lie the views expressed by the neo-Malthusians, environmentalists, and the radical ecologists. Okay. On the one hand, we have the concept of Human Development Report, and on the other hand, we have views expressed by the neo-Malthusians, environmentalists, and the radical ecologists. Do remember this uh, Thomas Malthus? Do you remember? Okay, and here neo-Malthusians means this followers. Okay, followers, scholars, and the followers of these are Thomas Malthus. I think I will show his photograph. Just see here. Okay, he is Sir Thomas Malthus. Okay, and so he has a population theory, popularly known as Malthusianism. Okay, let us read. And they believe that these followers of Thomas Malthus, then environmentalists and radical ecologists, believe that for a happy and a peaceful social life, proper balance between population and resources is a necessary condition. Okay, so to live a happy and a peaceful social life, there should be a balance, proper balance between population and resources. And according to this thinker, the gap between the resources and the population has widened after 18th century. And there has been a marginal expansion in the resources of the world in the last 300 years. But there has been a phenomenal growth in the human population. And development has only contributed in increasing the multiple uses of limited resources of the world, while there has been enormous increase in the demand of these resources. Therefore, the prime task before any development activity is to maintain parity between the population and the resources. So these are the views expressed by the Sir Thomas Robert Malthus. I think we have discussed in the previous classes also. See, if you see this diagram, the see here, if you see this graph, okay, see here, this diagram describes this Malthusian catastrophe, okay, regarding the relationship between population growth and the production of food. That is the growth of the resources. And according to this theory, population growth is exponential. See, just see here. Up to here, just so time increases. Okay, so in this way, and so this is the quantity. And see here, in the beginning, the growth of the population is not rapid, okay, but after this certain point, it is increased suddenly. That means population growth is exponential. Okay, the growth of population is exponential, that is rapid, while the growth of food supply is linear. The growth of food supply is linear, or this is the food supply, okay, increases slowly and steadily, as you see here. Okay, as you see this line, so this line shows, this graph shows production of food. So when we look at this graph, we find that the growth of food, the production of food, or the development of resources is slow and steadily. That means linear. Okay, and see, and if we don't control, according to these new Malthusians, if we don't check the growth of the population, then okay, then there will be problems. There will be environmental degradation. Then there will be civil war, or there may be war among the countries of the world. There will be famine. So many problems will be there. Okay, in the world. So these are their views. And just see at this point, up to here is okay, normal. Okay, here, because why this section is normal, because here uh, the growth of the production of food, okay, the production of food, or the growth of the resources is higher than the growth of the population. That is why the section up to here The period up to here is normal. But beyond this, what we call Malthusian catastrophe, beyond this, uh, the growth of the population is much higher than the production of food. And beyond this point, we call it Malthusian catastrophe. Why? Because here the population growth is very rapid, and because of that there will be shortage of food in the world, there will be war for food, there will be famine, then there will be environmental degradation. So these are the views expressed by the Malthusians. Okay, Malthusians. So let me repeat this view. Okay, also known as Malthusianism, is the idea that the population growth is exponential, while the growth of food supply or the other resources is linear, which eventually reduces living standards to the point of triggering a population die. To this point, okay, this point dies off. So this is what expressed by the neo-Malthusians. Okay, and it is also mentioned here, scholar like Sir Robert Malthus was the first one to voice his concern about the growing scarcity of resources as compared to human population. Okay, but however, these views of this Sir Robert Malthus looks logical and convincing. Just read here, okay. Apparently, this argument of Sir Robert Malthus looks logical and convincing, but a critical look will reveal certain intrinsic flaws, such as resources are not neutral category. Flaws means imperfection, okay, imperfection, defect, or weakness. So apparently means it seems that the views of Sir Thomas Robert Malthus looks logical, convincing, seems true, but if we look into it critically, then okay, it is not true. So it is not the availability of resources that is as important as their social distribution. So the it is not only the availability of resources that is important. Okay, it is not only the availability of resources that is important for the development of a country. It is also equally important that the resources should be distributed, okay, uniformly throughout the country. The resources should be equally accessible by every section of the society. Okay, and resources everywhere, as we find in the present day world, are unevenly distributed. So rich countries and people have access to large resource baskets, while poor find their resources shrinking. So that is the point mentioned here. Resources everywhere on the globe are unevenly distributed. Rich countries and people have utilized large resource basket, while the poor countries find resources shrinking. Moreover, unending pursuit of control of more and more resources by the powerful and the use of the same for exhibiting one's prowess is the prime cause of conflict, as well as the apparent contradictions between the population, resource, and development. So here prowess means a superior skill that you can learn by study. Or in other words, prowess means bravery or courage. Okay, courage. And just okay, let me repeat, the unending pursuit for control of more and more resources by the powerful and the use of the same for exhibiting one's prowess, exhibiting one's bravery, is the prime cause of conflict, as well as the apparent contradiction between the population, resources, and development. Okay, that means now rich countries of the world are okay, are say competing each other in the utilization of resources, and because of that we have so many environmental problems. in the world. Okay, just to show their prowess, just to show their bravery, courage. And so let us proceed. Indian culture and civilization have been very sensitive to the issues of population, resource, and development for a long time. It would not be incorrect to say that the ancient scriptures were essentially concerned about the balance, harmony among the elements of nature. Actually, in the ancient India also, uh, it is mentioned, okay, in the ancient books about the concerns of environment, about the balance between the uh, nature and the human beings. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi in recent times advocated the reinforcement of the harmony and the balance between the two. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi again reinforced uh, the balance between these human beings and the nature. And he was quite apprehensive about the ongoing development, particularly the way industrialization has been institutionalized, the laws of morality, spirituality, self-reliance, non-violence, and the mutual cooperation and environment. So because of the this industrialization, the way of industrialization in the present day world, okay, human beings have lost their morality, their spirituality, then human beings have lost their self-reliance, then non-violence, mutual cooperation, all these are lost, okay, including the environment. So in his opinion, austerity for individual, then trusteeship for of social wealth and non-violence are key to attain higher goals in the life of an individual as well as that of a nation. So according to Mahatma Gandhiji, austerity means this great the trait of great self-denial. Okay, that is a great self-denial. According to Gandhiji, austerity for individual, then trusteeship, social wealth, then non-violence. These are the key to attain higher goals in the life of individuals as well as for a country. And his views were re-echoed, okay, in the Club of Rome report, limits to Groth 1972, then Schumacher's book Small is Beautiful, published in 1974, Brundtland Commission's report Our Common Future 1997, and finally in Agenda 21 report of the Rio Conference 1993, that is Art Summit. Okay, so Brundtland actually, I do remember Brundtland. Actually, she was the former. So this is the photograph showing Brundtland. Okay, she was the prime minister of Norway. Okay, and she was very much concerned about the concept of sustainable development, and she was the leader. Okay, of the concept of sustainable development, and so she published a report known as Brundtland Commission's report. Okay, also known as Our Common Future. So in all these reports and publications, okay, the concept of sustainable development and the views of Mahatma Gandhiji, okay, are mentioned. Are you clear? Any question, boys and girls?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, then let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.
Thank you,
And
sir. Thank you, sir.
okay, don't forget to
Thank you,
send
sir.
your name in the WhatsApp group for attendance.